Well, I took a fence picket and I did this to it. I know it doesn't look like a whole lot, but it will in just a moment. So let's get going. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do with this. It's been something I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I just wasn't sure how I wanted to handle doing it. So let me get started and I'll show you what I mean. Here are all the pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and move those off of here. So the first part is we have that nice little background here. Right back here. This is going to end up being my sun. And there's some hills right here. And I've glued these together already. Here is some more hills. And more hills. I'm not sure if you can see them all. Let's back this up just a little bit, just so you can get everything in there. All right, so there's all of that. So now I have all these cut out pieces right here. So we're going to go ahead, and these I've already got them cut so that they fit in specific areas. And I need to remember how I did it. That's going to be the problem. And so those go in like so, and like so. Hold on, I think he went here, right in front of that one. And it probably doesn't even matter how these are or where they go, but I want to go ahead and get these on here so that they look nice. These are just random. I don't believe this is how I actually did them at first, but this is how I'm doing them right now. So that looks like that's how I'm going to put it, or something close. It may end up changing once I start actually putting it all together. So I just need to kind of sand this down, glue it together. I need to cut off the edges and make them nice and straight, and then paint everything. And it's just going to be more of a folksy kind of a look. There's not going to be any detail here. Trees will be green. The houses are probably going to be like the that Tuscan ochre that you see in Italy. That's probably how I'm going to do those houses. So we'll see. We'll see how we do. All right, so the base is sanded. So now let's get this part sanded. And I'm going to move these parts up here because I want them kind of out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this. And then I'll sand the next two sections as well and get that going. All right, it's fully sanded. So now I'm going to glue all these base pieces down. I'm not gluing these. These will not get glued yet. Those will go last. All right, so it's all glued up. It's ready to go. It's pretty thick, but that's all right. I think it's going to make it look really awesome. So what I'll be doing before I glue all of these pieces on that I have around the edges, I will sand and paint each one of these guys individually before I glue it into place. Each of the hills are going to be painted differently, as is the background. And maybe I should have painted these before I put them up, but I'll be fine. It's pretty simple. It's just pretty smooth, easy curves to be able to paint. So I'm fine with that. I think I'll be okay. So I have gone ahead and repositioned all of the trees and the housing on here, housing as if it's a development, the houses, and I'm getting them to where just right where I want them. And then I think I'm going to keep them right there. And I think what I've decided I want to do here, I was kind of going back and forth between painting, staining and painting, kind of a mix. What I'm going to do here is I am going to just stain this whole thing all one stain color, which is going to be the golden oak. And again, I'm going to sand all of this down first, at least a little bit. It's not going to be super smooth. I still want this rustic look that you see here. And then I'm going to go ahead and stain the whole thing. I'm going to glue all the pieces on. And then if I decide, once that's done, based on the colorations and the variations of the stain, I may go in and do some sort of dry brush or painting on trees and buildings. And then again, I may not. I may just like it the way it is. So we'll find out together. These are all glued into place now. And I did sand. I didn't show you that because I figured you really didn't want to see that. So that's everything. It's in place. It's ready to go. I'm going to let this sit for just a couple more minutes before I put the stain on it. But I am going to just going to cover the whole thing in my stain and let that dry, wipe it off, and then we'll take a look at it and we'll see what needs to be done after that, if anything. Maybe nothing. One thing I do want to point out, because I did have somebody, a subscriber, pointed out to me, they said, hey, Ed, make sure you're wearing a mask when you're using this wood. And the reason they said that is, in case you're not aware, I don't know if you can see it in here, there's some greenish color here, some green here, a little bit of green in here. This is reclaimed lumber that I got from somebody. They used it to build a fence, and they had some cutoffs, and they're like, hey, you want this? I said, absolutely. So I took it home with me and I use it, but I already knew I have dust collection. You'll see I have a downdraft table back here for when I'm carving. I have a dust mask. I have ear protection. You probably don't see all of that, but I do wear all of it. You're going to make sure you want to, especially when you're sanding this stuff, to be wearing a dust mask. This is not good for you to breathe in this treated lumber. The dust particles are just not good for humans. So please be sure you're wearing your PPE like you're supposed to. These pieces here, these three are from a different one. Don't need it so much. It was pressure treated at one point, but that was probably 20 years ago. This stuff is ancient. I still wear the mask though. So just so you're all aware. Okay, let's check this out together. See what happens. Oh, I'm all right with this so far. Good, 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 good. Gives it a nice, warm feel to it, which is just what I was looking for. Now, if you saw my last piece that I did, it was of the church. It was a carving. I used this same stain, and it ended up becoming too dark. Now, the wood I used on that was different than the wood you're seeing here. That wood that I was using was this stuff here. So these are going to probably, I don't know if you can see it, these right here are going to probably come out pretty dark compared to the rest of this once I get all this stain on here. And that's okay. Just a couple of them are dark, but the other one turned out super dark overall, and I wasn't happy with it. So one thing you didn't see off camera was the fact that I tested this on the back, which is probably a good idea if you're unsure of what's going to happen when you put the stain on. So I did it on the back, and the back is completely unsanded. So if anything, it will be darker on the back than what it is, what you're seeing here. So I was very pleased. You can see what I'm talking about. If you didn't see my last video, these are the same type of wood. Just so you're aware, it's the same wood. It's that pressure treated pine. It's not cedar. It's pressure treated pine. This stuff is old, very old. This is new. This is probably a year to two old tops. So just be aware when you're staining. Test your wood first before you do it, unless you like surprises. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. Now, I didn't let this sit in here very long, maybe for 5 minutes. And I would think the longer you let it sit, the darker it's going to get. So, and I'm happy with where we're at right now. This is looking pretty good. So I added a little bit of darker stain. These two trees were already dark just because of the nature of them. That was the older wood. Added a little bit of a darker stain here to these two and to this one. Then I got some, I think it was red maple stain that I added to the fronts of these and also put it on top. So there's a little bit of red in there. So that's where I think I'm going to stay. Well, I'm kind of happy with this, but the houses do kind of blend in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt to do, is we're going to put in a window in these houses and see how that works. All right, I had to do a little bit of cleanup on there. I think I did all right. So there we have it. It's pretty much done. I do have a little bit of black from those windows showing up here and there where I splattered. Let's get that all cleaned up. So there's that. Put my stain back on here where I missed it. All right, so there we are. I think we did all right. Just kind of put some windows in where those might be. Who knows what they are. Just made some buildings, some housing. So just kind of give it this rustic farmhouse look to it. So there you have it, another one done. I hope you enjoyed doing this. It's pretty simple, just using a lot of scrap wood. That's all there is to it. Pretty easy. So don't throw all that scrap wood away. You can make stuff. Well, thank you all so much for watching this one. I had a lot of fun making it. It is, like I said, this is just like a primitive piece that is just made from scrap wood. You could see it is quite thick. So it could stand by itself on a shelf. I am going to put a hanger on it so we can hang it on the wall if we want. And I'm pretty excited with how it turned out. I really do like the way this thing looks. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. I know there's a bunch of you that watch and haven't subscribed. I'd appreciate it if you did. You don't have to, obviously. But it'd be kind of cool if you did. So thank you so much. And until next time, go out and carve.